Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How the hell are you? All right. Just a little update on my two baby raccoons. Count them two. If you'll look at my thumbnail picture for this video, you'll see me sitting in a chair sleeping with one of those little creatures on my shoulder, also sleeping. That one was my last one a few years ago. These two that I got are right at that same size. So I'm their, I'll be their mom now. They're not afraid of me anymore, but they still cower in the corner. So it's not a big deal. I found out, I was a little bit worried that their digestive system wasn't working. They weren't shitting. Well, that changed last night. I had to change out all the towels and stuff in their cat carrier because I got them in a cat carrier right now. I got to go get a cage over at my brother's place. My brother used to raise mink and ferrets, and he used to raise fox also. So I'm going to get a fox pen, fix it up, and put them in there. That way they'll have a nest box. They'll have a big place they can wander around in, and I won't have to do laundry every other day, cleaning shit out of blankets. But we have decided to name them Nacho and Qwack just because of their personalities. And they let me sex them yesterday, so I got that figured out. Nacho is the girl. She has a spicy personality. She's the one that's a little bit better furred, just a little bit larger right now. But she's the one that will growl and hump her back at me, and she may take a nip at me every once in a while until I pick her up. But she's got that personality. And Qwack, he's a little smaller. His fur is not as nice. And he has just a laid back personality. Just completely laid back. Will crawl up on my shoulder and sleep and nestle in my hair, where Nacho wants to crawl and get away from me. So that I got figured out. And then yesterday when I was feeding them, when they were done, they let me hold them. I was holding them, and I noticed when the one was eating that there was a spot right up here above his eye. So I got it out and looked, and yeah, there was a big tick on there. So I pulled that tick, and then I started looking for more. And inside the ears, where we didn't get initially, inside of one ear on Nacho, there were 3 ticks that I pulled off with tweezers. And then on Qwack, there were 4, the one on his eye, and then he had 3 more in his ear. And they weren't in both ears, just one ear. So I pulled them all off and killed the ticks. And I think they're a little bit happier about that now. When they start running around and humping their backs and playing with you, then you'll know they're feeling better. Right now, they're not feeling as good. But those digestive systems are working. Hey, Silver Tsunami, how are you, sir? Their digestive systems are working because there was shit all over that box this morning. And because I'm feeding them kitten formula, which is liquid, of course, that's what the shit looks like. So I got brown shit all over everything, just runny. So I got to clean out the box every day now and put new towels in there every time I go down there and feed them, I think. Good thing I got a lot of them. I take them, I keep them outside, for the sunlight, and so it's daylight out. So I put that cat carrier up in front of my big boat on the seat, and that way they get sunlight. The door's open in the shed. And then I take them into my butchering room, which is right there, and take them in there, put them up on the table, and I got a half a barrel. I put them in to feed them one at a time. Otherwise, then one hogs the food. Otherwise, I just put them in there one at a time and let them eat. They are eating a quarter of a cup of kitten formula every time I feed them. And I feed them, like this morning I fed them at 8:30. I'll feed them again at 1 o'clock or 2. I'll probably feed them 1 o'clock before Joe Durbin's auction. And then I'll come in for the auction. I'll go back out at 1, 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, feed them again. And then they'll be good for the night until 8 the next morning. But they get fed 2 or 3 times, 4 times during the day. 3 times. And then, let me see, it was 7, 1, 8. So 3 times during the day. Yeah, so they get fed 3 times in 24 hours, with their fourth feeding being right at 24-hour mark. So they're doing okay. They're still skinny. They're undernourished. And what I'm trying to do is take some cat food that I feed my cat, canned food, and take a little bit of it and put it in that kitten formula and shake it up and mix it up in there to see if they will eat that. And they are eating it if it's not a big solid chunk. If it's mixed in with the milk, then they'll eat it, which is good because the more protein they get in them, the better right now. So digestive systems are working. I think I got all the ticks pulled off. And then when I came in the house last night after feeding them, pulling ticks off, I'm sitting here watching YouTube, and I felt something crawling on my leg. Looked down, sure as shit, I got a tick on me. So hopefully I got them all off. I figure when they get just a little bit more meat on their bones, they're feeling better. Then I'll put some flea and tick medicine on them, and then that might take care of the ticks after that. We had flea larvae on them, and it looks like the couple of little open sores that they had, one had one on the back, and one had one down by the rear end. And we cleaned them up, and it looks like those are healed now. So I think they're actually feeling a little better. I can put them out on the table, and they'll crawl around, but they'll crawl right back to the cat cage and go in. So when they start feeling better, that's when they'll start jumping around and arching their back at you and playing with you. But they're not at that point yet, and I don't have a cage big enough or a place big enough to put the litter box in. So I would like to get them litter trained. And coons are real easy to litter train, like possums or skunks. They're real easy to litter train. They're very clean. So when we get that done and they start playing in mud puddles and stuff, then I'll know they're good to go. But in the meantime, I'm trying to find rehabbers. I got one that's supposed to call me back today. And then I got, let's see, 3 in Floyd County. Nobody wants them. I got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Blackhawk County, which is down by my daughter, and I got to go down there this week sometime. So if one of them would give me a call back, it would be really great. I'm going to call today. Saturday and Sunday weren't great, so we'll see if anybody's open today and wants to talk to me. Otherwise, I got a message into this one gal who was recommended to me by another gal, and we will see what happens there. I don't know. All right, other thing we got going on. In one of my other videos, I opened a package, and we had my pay dirts from Golden Nugget Sales, and that package is in my truck, waiting to go to the post office tomorrow. That package is going to the post office, or maybe this afternoon after Durbin. It depends on what time that gets over. It still takes me 15 minutes to get to town, so I got to take that into consideration when I'm trying to get to the post office. I got this one right here. This package going out to Chasing Cheddar with Curtis. He won the gift that I had volunteered or donated to B&B Prospecting birthday bash celebration, and Chasing Cheddar with Curtis won this one, which is good because I see him in the coin community all the time too. This is a ping tester in here, one that I bought on the WWP auction, and I have no use for because I have a Sigma, so I really don't need the ping tester. If I'm going someplace buying coins, I'll just make sure the Sigma is battery is fully charged, put it in a little backpack, carry that with me and use it. I've done that before at auctions, so not a big deal. But this one's going out to Curtis tomorrow. Then we got another one right here, big package. This one's going out to Triple D Prospecting in California. We were talking on a stream one day, and he made mention of he would like to snare raccoons sometimes because he's got a place where they have a lot of raccoons he wants to snare. So I volunteered to donate to him a dozen coon snares. So there are 12 brand new coon snares in here for him. And then it'll all go out tomorrow along with Kiwi's pay dirt. Well, what else I got in there? His pay dirt and a couple of tokens. He likes to collect tokens, so all the tokens I get or that I bid on, I take out the ones that I want because I collect Canadian tokens, bank tokens, stuff like that. I will take that out and then send him the rest of them. He can have the rest of them after that. And yesterday was Mama T's auction. I did buy a couple of things from Bill 457 because somebody had said they wanted them and didn't pay him for them, so they resold them and I bought them. So just to help out. It wasn't a whole lot of money, so I think I got everybody paid. Mama T's paid yesterday. Blocka was paid today. Durbin's got paid on Friday. So I think we're good. We're good. We got Durbin's auction today. Yeah. We'll see. I don't usually buy a whole lot of Durbins, but some Canadian coins. I missed one Canadian coin in the last auction. There was a guy that really wanted it bad, and he was going to take it as far as he was going to take it. And so I backed off and let him have it. And then there was a lot of 3 other coins down below Canadian that he also wanted, but he let me have those. So it worked out both ways. I'll get another one of those other ones, 1902, I think it was, small nickel. And I don't know, I have to look here if I have a 1902. Let me look at my spreadsheet. Oh, that's gold inventory. Gold, platinum inventory. The other metals right there. That's that inventory. Let's look at small nickels. Yes, and it appears that I have a 1902, so I don't really, and I have a 1902H. Okay. The other ones were 1800, 1880 something. Yeah, 1880s, I think. So that's dimes, that's quarters. The small nickels I have actually completed 2 decades. It's the 1890s, 1880s. The 90s, I've only need 1, 2, 3, 4. I only need 4 coins of the 1890s. The 1880s are a little harder for me. Where the heck are they? I don't even know if I got 1880s listed. And here's the thing about the bank tokens, because they came in half-penny and penny sizes. I've got a 1952 half-penny from Quebec, an 1844 half-penny from the Bank of Montreal, and 1857 from the half-penny Bank of Upper Canada, 1861 a 1 cent from the New Brunswick Bank, and 1848 half-penny, no bank, no nothing on it. 1854 half-penny from the Bank of Upper Canada, and an 1857 1 penny from the Bank of Upper Canada. So I got a few of those tokens and cents, but not a lot. Those are the ones I'm really after right there. The 1890s and 1880 small nickels, yes. Oh, I got to look at the dimes. Small dimes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 in the 1940s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in the 1950s. 1 in the 1960s. I only have 1 in the 1970s. I have 3 in the 1980s. I have an 1890 dime. It has, yeah, I got an 1890. And I have 1 dime that's so old I can't even make out the date on it. I can see it's a dime though. Quarters are a little bit different story. I need 3 in the 50s, and I only got 2 in the 40s. And then when we get down below that, I don't have any. So quarters are a big one too. Quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. When it comes to pennies or cents, I have 1 book full. 1 book is completely full from 1920 up through 1970 something, and another one that's partially full, same years. That's when 1920s. Is that when the small cents started? Because I have large cents too. I got to look at that. I have large cents too. Yeah, large pennies right here. I have the 1911 to 1920s, and then the 1900s to 1910. I only have 3 of those. And then the 1890s on going on down, only have 2 of those. 1880s only have 2 of those. 1870s only have 1. There's an 1848 halfpenny. I don't know why that's not over there. Why is that not over here? Where is that? There. I'm kind of looking here. 1848 halfpenny. Yeah, there it is right there. So I can take that one off of here, because that's over here. All right, so yeah, cross that one off. I have 1 cent or a token. I'm sure it's just a token. It has no date on it. It has a ship on one side, and then it said Ships, colonies, and commerce on the other side. And I don't know where that one came from, or I don't know the date. I have to look up. And then small pennies, I got all the way back to 1867. No, I got back to 1940, 1920. Back to 1920, because the other ones are 92s and 67s. Those are commemoratives. All right, whatever. I think the only thing I don't have for books, I got a dollar book, $50 book, quarter book. I don't have a dime book, and I don't have a nickel book, I don't think. And I got to get those to you. But other than that, guys, that's it. That's all I got for an update. So I guess when I get some packages in the mail, I'm still expecting packages from the WWP auction yet. So we got those coming. I got packages from, I don't know. I think maybe with Big T, Mama T, I may have walleted some with them. I don't usually have them send until the package gets so big that it, hey Seth, how you doing, bud? Afternoon where you're at. It's morning here, bud. Still morning. If you look at the thumbnail for this video, when it's published, that little raccoon on my shoulder, that's about as big as these two guys I got down here now that I'm taking care of. 11:36, okay. You're an hour ahead of me, so you must be out on the East Coast someplace. Or no, you're behind me, so you're out west then. You're west of me. No, you're ahead of me, god damn it. So you're on the East Coast. Son of a bitch. You're east of me. Ah, damn. Mass, yeah. Did I tell you that I was stationed at Fort Devens for 3 years? Back early 80s, from 1980 to 83? That's where I saw Warren Zevon in concert, out there. In Leominster. Most people do not even know how to pronounce that word when they see it because it's spelled Leominster. And a mile from Barnes. Okay. Coolish. The only thing I liked about Massachusetts, and don't get me wrong, there are good and bad things about every place you live, but I loved going down to Boston and going out to the beach, seeing all the historic places. Went to Salem, did the witch trial thing out there. Took my then fiance and walked along the beach, gathered scallops, and we ate scallops. Seafood is what I liked about Massachusetts. Oh yeah, you have jets flying over. You know, back in the day, back then, I don't know when they moved the 10th Special Forces Group out to Fort Carson, but I'm thinking it was in the 90s sometime. And now, Fort Devens is nothing but historical. Fort Devens is a cool place, man. I especially liked autumns when the leaves were turned. God, it was pretty. Pretty. Well, I've made military jumps in Massachusetts. What else have I? Have I done any skydives out there? I don't believe I've ever made a skydive in Massachusetts, but I've walked plenty of miles in Massachusetts, let me tell you that. That, and you go up to New Hampshire, you go skiing in the White Mountains. We did a lot of training in the White Mountains. Um, Skiing, civilian and military. So downhill and cross country. I think I've climbed Mount Washington twice or three times, driven up it once. I think I've climbed it twice and driven up it once. I did take my future wife, my fiance. I drove her up to the top. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Oh, I suppose, yeah, but you know, yeah, I suppose. But there's always New Hampshire, always Vermont. They're all close. Um, Hell, even Niagara Falls ain't that far away. That's like, I don't know, 9 hours, 8 hours away. So I guess, yeah, whatever. I wouldn't trade my 3 years out there for anything, I can tell you that. I learned a lot in the 10 Special Forces Group. I was in Signal Company and Base Operations Platoon 2 in the receiver section for 3 years. But I trained with a lot of ODAs out there, which gave me good experience for when I became qualified and became a team member and then a team sergeant after that. So I wouldn't trade that experience for anything in the world. Oh yeah, I love Italian food. Love Italian food. But I love seafood even better. Hey, AZ Coins, buddy. What's up? Doing a little bit of an update on what's going on with my two buddies out there in the cat carrier, my two baby raccoons. I managed to get them sexed yesterday. They quit squalling around enough for me to sex them. So I do have a male and a female. The female's name is Nacho because she's got a spicy personality. She likes to growl and nip at you. And she has better fur. She's a little bit bigger than the male. The male is named Qwack. That was my daughter's suggestion, Qwack, because staying with the same theme, he's a little bit more laid back. He doesn't huff at you. He doesn't bite. He likes to crawl up on my shoulder and get up underneath my hair and just lay there. Where the female, she likes to try and crawl all over the place. She doesn't sit in any one place at any time. So GS 13, that's pretty high up, dude. I was not a GS. I was a wage grade when I was in civil service. From let me see, what year was it? 87. From 87 to when I retired in 2012. Yeah, until 2012. I was a wage grade uh, 9, 10, became an 11. Wage grade 11 was my highest grade. And then demoted right back to a fucking wage grade 8 for the last several years. But Seth, he was one what? Yeah, we got to train in Maine, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, different places. We went to Fort Drum. When it was Camp Drum, it wasn't even a fort then, it was Camp Drum. The 10th Mountain Division wasn't even there in the early 80s. So That came later. In 87, okay. Oh, you was 1 year old. All right. Now I see what you're saying. Now I see what you're saying. That makes sense now. 1 year old. Yeah, fucking whippersnappers. Jiminy Christmas. I think it was, I don't even think it was when I had my guts taken out. I think it was when I had this ankle refused down here that at that point I decided I was old. I think it was when I turned 65. I had decided that I was old at that point. I don't know, because your mind plays tricks on you. You think you're younger than you are. Your body tells you no, you're not, but your mind still thinks you're younger than you are. And my mind didn't come to the realization that I was old until I think I 65. But yeah, I'm old. Fuck, I turned 69 and let's see, what is today? 30th, right? It's first on Wednesday, second on Thursday, third on Friday. The fourth is on Saturday this year. And my birthday is on Sunday, the 5th. I will officially be 69 years old. I won't be officially old, not officially old until I turn 70. Then I'll be officially old. But no, we got the two raccoons, Nacho and Qwack. They're eating real well. I had concerns that they weren't shitting their digestive systems, even though their bellies were full. Well, that changed this morning. I'm going to have to do laundry because they shit all over the towels I had in the cat carrier, so I had to change them out this morning. So that tells me that their digestive systems are working now. And like I said, I picked 4 ticks off one yesterday and 3 ticks off the other one outside or on the inside of their ears, and one off an eyebrow. That we missed when we did it. What was it, Friday? Yeah, it was Friday when we found them. That we missed. But I'm eventually getting them all cleaned up. They had a flea and tick bath, but I have other medication too to put on them. So we must have missed their ears there. I thought I had them all wetted down good, man. But my daughter did the tick picking, and I thought she got them all, but there was one that was starting to show up right above an eyebrow on one of them little guys. So I picked that one off, and I started looking for more. And then I found 3 of them in the ears on both of them. Both of them had 3 in one ear. So I picked them all off. Then I found that one crawling on my leg when I came in the house. So, and I could have picked that one up anywhere. That was probably out in the grass. It didn't come from them because any of the ticks on them would be attached. So, but I think they're feeling better. At least their digestive systems are working now. And they're eating every time I feed them, which is like every 5 hours. Let me see. 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. Yeah, about every 5 to 6 hours I feed them. With their longest feeding between feedings is at night. So I'll feed them late, like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then they won't get fed until 8 o'clock the next morning. So they got 11-hour span there. But this morning they ate good. Each one of them ate a quarter of a cup of that kitten formula. And what I did was I mixed some cat food in with it, shook it up in a bottle so it would liquefy, as liquid as it could get anyway. And they ate all the formula with that food in it, and whatever little particles are in that formula, they ate that. The bigger pieces they don't pick up and chew yet. So what I did do is I took some dry cat food, like 6 or 7 little pieces, and I put in their cat carrier with them, just so if they get curious, we'll see how much of that's left in there this afternoon. It'll be after or before. Probably after Durbin's auction when I go out there and feed them again. But so far, I'm not concerned. They get a little bit bigger, a little bit healthier. I'll put some flea and tick medicine on them because I have some other stuff. And if they have ear mites, I have ear mite medicine. So I probably will put some drops in their ears. Let's see, what else do I have? I do have antibiotic if I need it. I got eye medicine, but their eyes look good, so nice and clear, bright. They follow you around, so their eyes are good. What else do I have for medicine for them little guys? I don't know. I got other medicines too, but oh, I have some other antibiotic that I can make. Terramycin or erythromycin. I think terramycin, but that was for my bees. So, but it's an antibiotic. I can still use it. I just got to dose it right. That's all. But I do have some other stuff, the pink stuff that I got before. You had to have a fucking prescription from a vet to get it. Before we used to just walk into fucking Tractor Supply or Tyson's or any of the stores like that, go back to the animal care section, open the refrigerator, get it out, take it up front, pay for it, and go. Didn't have to have a fucking prescription from a veterinarian. And it's a goddamn good thing. I went to school with the vet that's up the road here, but that's my other thought. When they get a little bit bigger, they put a little bit more meat on their bones. I can see that they're starting to grow. I will, as I transition them over to solid food, I'll take them to the vet and have them checked out because they're going to have a shot for distemper, probably rabies. What else they got to have? Canine distemper and rabies. I wonder if I have any distemper medicine here. I got kennel cough medicine, but I don't think I have any distemper shots. I might have, but I'll have to look. I have to look. I don't think I do. So those guys are doing good. I'm not worried about them anymore. I was worried yesterday when they weren't crapping, but now that they're cleaning out, I'm not as worried about them. So, and then the other things are Triple D Prospecting made a comment on one of his posts about he had a place out in California where he could snare coons. So, but he had never done it and he wanted to try it. So I said, dude, I'll send you a package of a dozen coon snares, brand new coon snares. You have to do your research on how to use them and if they're legal in your state and tagging requirements and all the stuff that goes with them, seasons and licenses and all of that. But I said I'll send you a dozen because I'm not snaring anymore. So the only thing I'll snare is a problem beaver down at the river. That son of a bitch. Killing my trees. So I gotta get rid of the beavers when they show up. Year before last, 2 years ago, my brother went down and cleaned them out. But there's a colony up the river a couple of miles, and every 2 years you'll have another beaver coming down looking for his own territory. Well, it's a great place because there's been beavers there before, so there'll be beavers there again. Right on my property, the river makes a bend and a little creek comes in where I prospect. And great home for beavers, so it seems to attract them. And I got one down there now. It's got to get killed. So I got a dozen snares going out triple D prospecting, and I got a ping tester going out to chasing cheddar with Curtis. He got himself a ping tester that I donated to B&B's birthday bash, and he got that. So I don't have a lot of other stuff I guess I could donate some locks, but I do have gun locks that I like to give away when I'm on the air, but or when I'm doing races or whatever. But I'm not doing that much anymore. I'm paying more attention to panning videos, gold panning videos. Don't get me wrong, I still go to Steve Looking for Silver's races and stuff, but when Meg is up and Gremlin and Angry, Stack Ann. I don't go to MLZBs as much as I used to, but I still make an appearance. But now I'm more interested in, and I mean, I've always stacked silver. I've always stacked gold. So it's not like I have to go to anybody's channel to do that. But I go there because it's fun. I like talking to people. And I wanted to try panning, gold panning. Just another thing that I could add to my repertoire of things that I know how to do and that I'm proficient at. So, I know it's fun, man. I like panning. I just want to get better at it. I just want to get better at it. I actually have a little sluice that I can take down to the creek here and run concentrates through. It's not a big clean out sluice or anything, but I can run concentrates through it. I am going to probably buy a Flower Gold Wizards micro clean out sluice. That blue one that comes in 7 sections, got the 3-inch wide, just for cleaning concentrate, because it's a little creek down here where I go. I can classify out the big stuff all the way down to 1/4 inch, and all that's in there is flower gold. There's no nuggets, so I can throw all of them big cobbles away, and just bring concentrates back up to the shop, and then classify them down, and then clean them out. But I can also do that down at the creek. I can clean them out. That might have been not money well spent, but I think if I get the big cleanup sluice, and I can actually do that right in my sink, because I have a sink in my butchering room. It's 3 deep, big basins, and I can lay that sluice right across the top of those basins because they're separated by wall. Lay that on top of there. I can raise it up with clamps and get the right pitch on it, and the water is right there. I mean, I put pan over in the basin as a catch basin, and so I can pump out of there. And I think it'll work out perfect. I'm going to buy one of those, I believe, this next week. And then this next week, I got to go down to my daughter's place in Waterloo, which is an hour 20 minutes away. And And like I say, there are 6 rehabbers down there I could take these coons to if somebody would give me a fucking call back. One rehabber I called said they're not open this year. The other rehabbers, I leave messages and they text me back. Nobody will talk to me. I want to talk to someone on the phone. I don't want to text fucking messages back and forth. You can pan in the rivers there, can't you? I know you can't use a sluice or, like a high banker or anything, but you should be able to just use a natural water sluice. Maybe they have restrictions on size. I don't know. But you should be able to take a shovel and a pan and a 5-gallon pail. That's all you need. And a classifier. And the classifier fits in your pan, fits on top of your pail, and you carry your shovel. You go down there, you dig, put it in your classifier, classify it out. Just take everything smaller than a 1/4 inch, put it in your pail. And when you get a quarter, half a pail, or whatever, full pail of concentrate, just 1/4 inch or smaller, you can take that back to your shop or house or whatever and classify and run it through a sluice there instead of running it through a sluice at the river if they have restrictions on that. But you should be able to at least pan, at least pan there. Pan only, okay. Well, that's not a big deal. That's what I do. I bring it home to run it. I classify everything down because the only thing you're going to get here is flour gold. That's it. There's no nuggets there. And I'll be damned if you even see a picker here. So everything you're going to get is microscopic stuff. So you can classify it down as far as you want and bring those concentrate home and then run them. That's what I do. Hey, Ron, how are you, buddy? You going to be Derwin's today? I think I'm going to. I might be able to. I got a couple hours left. If I end this at an hour, I think I got time to run to town, mail those packages. I have to get some more kitten formula. I got enough for today, I think. You'd be surprised how much they go through. They go through a lot of kitten formula because, you got 8 scoops to 1 cup of water. That's how concentrated it is. And that doesn't last very long. We bought a big can. I showed it on video, big can like that. That fucking thing lasted for 4 days. That's it, dude. Oh, not too bad. I just got stuff I got to do. I really got to get down to my daughter's either tomorrow. I don't know if I want to go tomorrow. It's blocked. Maybe Thursday. I got to go down to my daughter's and pick up a couch that she bought and take it to her place because I have a pickup. She doesn't. The guy's been storing it for her for a couple months. So we got to get it out of there and delivered. Even if I don't take any dirt down there, because I got to take another load of dirt with my dump trailer, but another couple tons. But as much rain as we've got here lately, the dirt piles out of the quarry are going to be nothing but fucking mud. So I don't know if I want to go get dirt or not. I think maybe we're just going to leave the dirt until, if it doesn't rain anymore, till next week. Let everything dry out, and then I'll go get dirt. I think maybe that's probably what we'll do. I'll just have to make 2 trips. One to go down and get her couch, and then one to take some more dirt down. Hey, Lady Bluegrass, how you doing? Are you doing okay this morning? We just talking about Nacho and Qwack. Those are the names for the 2 baby coons I got. Nacho is the girl, and her personality is spicy. She likes to huff at you and nip. And Nacho, or Qwack, is a male, and he's not as big, doesn't have as nice fur, but he has a real laid back personality. So he'll climb up on my shoulder and just sit up here. If you look at the thumbnail on this video, you'll see me sitting in a chair, sleeping, of course, and I got a little baby coon on my shoulder. That was one that I had a few years ago, that my last coon, and these coons are about the same size. They're about the same size. Mexican raccoons? Oh, Lady Bluegrass, I got to turn you blue too. Hold up a second. Oh, how come I can't do that? Right there you are. All right, add as a moderator. Standard moderator. All right. You are now a moderator. You are now blue. You have a wrench. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. West Texas Stacker. How are you? We're just talking about the update to the baby raccoons. I did find ticks on them yesterday. Um, each of them had 3 ticks in one ear. I don't know why the other ear didn't have any in, but I picked 3 ticks out of each one of them's ears. And then one of them had a tick right up here above the eyebrow that I saw. So I got that one. And those are the ticks we missed the first time around. Those are the ticks that are still showing after the medicated bath we gave them. So I still have tick medicine I got to put on them, but I want to wait until they're a little healthier before I do that. I was concerned that they weren't defecating, but that all changed last night. I have defecation this morning. Had to change out all the towels in the cat carrier. They were urinating because the towels are wet every day, but they weren't crapping. So, but that changed last night. So I think we're good. I think we got the ticks pretty well cleaned off. They let me, after they were full last night, they let me roll them over and look underneath their legs and around their anuses and down their tail and under their front legs and chins and stuff. So, yeah, they're still squirming around, but at least I got them checked over. And then I checked their ears again this morning. That one it's got a bump in his ear. That may be a tick in there or not, but I got to wait until it's a little bit more laid back before I check in there again. I did have a baby skunk at one time. What was his name? What was the cartoon skunk that always spoke in French and was trying to make love to a cat all the time? I forget. But I had a baby skunk. There was a guy that lived north of town here. Pepe Le Pew, that's it. And that was his name, Pepe. Anyway, male skunk. He was neutered and descented when he was young. I got him as a baby after he was weaned, and I raised him and box trained him. I kept him in the trailer where we lived up in Minnesota because I was logging up there with another guy. So I took him up there with us, and he stayed in my bedroom all the time. But when he got big enough to crawl up on the bed and bother me when I was sleeping, that's when he had to go outside because skunks are nocturnal, and he would crawl up on the bed while I was trying to sleep and stick his fucking nose in my ear and lick because he wanted some water. All right. Then he would dig because skunks are diggers and they got claws. He would dig around the corner of where the floor meets the wall, and he would dig that carpet out. So that's when he had to go outside. So I built a big cage for him, big nest box and stuff. and he went outside, and I got rid of him when he bit me because they become real possessive of their food bowl. So you put the first cup of food in, I always gave him 2 cups of dry food. He would go like that and put his head in there and eat. And then when I tried one time to move his head with a cup and put more food in there, he bit me. And that was it for him. He went to the taxidermist after that. And then the taxidermist went out of business, and I never did get my fucking skunk. So, lesson learned there. I have a good taxidermist now. Skunks are cool. They're box trainable. I mean, real easy to box train, just like coons or possums. And the only problem with skunks is they're nocturnal. I mean, I suppose maybe you can turn them to day creatures, but tough. They're tough. So if they run around, if you have them in the house, they run around the house at night, and they'll climb up on your bed and bother you. I'd like them to just climb up on the bed and just sleep with you. But no, they got to get into everything at night. So it's like coons, man. Keeping coons in the house is I wouldn't ever do it again because the goddamn things get into everything. They are. Coons are nocturnal too. That's what I mean. You don't watch them, and at night they're opening drawers, opening cabinets, they're knocking shit down. I think coons during the day they could be in the house, but I think at night they would have to be out in a cage. And then you could let them out in the morning and have them follow you into the house. But I don't think I'd keep them in the house anymore. Possum, yes, I would do that. Possums I would keep in the house because they don't get into stuff. They're slower. They're more easygoing. They might run around at night, but they don't get into shit like coons do. Skunks are diggers, so if you got carpet, wall to wall carpet or whatever, they're gonna dig right where the wall meets the carpet, right where it meets the floor. They're gonna dig that. They're gonna dig that carpet out all the way along that wall. So you better get used to that. Better get used to that. I don't know about having less predators at night. I really don't know because instead of hawks and eagles from the air, they're going to have big owls, big horned owls, or great horned owls, and everything else comes out at night. Fox, coyotes, uh, bobcat. Don't have any mountain lions here yet, but southern Iowa, yeah, but not here. So I should say southern and western Iowa, not north central where I'm at. We have black bear coming down from Minnesota and Wisconsin because I am real close to the Mississippi River, about an hour away. And so we have black bear coming down. I saw a black bear here, but he was passing through. So I think he got killed, oh, another 50, 60 miles down the river. Because I got a small river that runs through here. And so they follow this small river. It starts up in Minnesota, not very far away, hour and a half, 2 hours away from me. Runs down through our property here, runs down through my nephew's property, keeps on going. And the whole total river is probably only 70, 60, 70 miles long. It's called the Little Cedar, not the Big Cedar. That's over their ways. This is the Little Cedar River. And it joins the Big Cedar down in Nashville, Iowa. So it's only about 50, 60 miles long. And in most places, you would call it a great big creek. But that little river, as far as I know, had one, two, three, four, right in the stretch from Minnesota to me, and right down here on my nephew's property, there were 4 dams and 4 mills on that river. So I guess it's bigger than a creek, but yeah, bears are going to move. They have a territory. Young males need a territory, and then they need a mate. So you're going to find roamers until they settle down. If you got the habitat for them, they'll settle down. And I've got 80 acres of woods and river here, and that creek that runs up to the neighbor's property, and then over. That creek starts mile and a half that way, 2 miles that way, comes down through here, and then enters the river down here on my property. And so I like to go up that creek and pan for gold. But I think you'd be better off in the river where that creek empties into the river. I haven't tried that yet, but I will. I got to look for the. I'm looking for the inside bends on the creek right now, and gravel bars. But and it's a little creek. It's only about this wide in most places, and only about that deep. But um, there's a culvert that goes under the road up there, where I used to trap. And then there's a little creek right here where the tiles come out on the north end of my property. Tiles come out of the field on the other side of the road, under the road, and that little creek, and it's dry most of the time with just one puddle of water right there by the road. But that might be a good place to try too. I don't, I don't think so, but because there's no water carrying anything there except the water that comes off the fields, the watershed there. There's 300 acres that drains. And so when there's heavy rains, um, the surface, the surface dirt and everything washes as well as the tiles. So there might be something in there. Who knows? The only thing to do is try, right? The only thing to do is try. Yeah, I know. Possum's lifespan is only 4 or 5 years. And they get big, they get slow. I've caught some old possums when I had my nuisance wildlife business out in Illinois. I tell you, I caught one old boy that was just about totally blind. He only had this much of a tail left. He was old. I felt very sorry for him because most of the time you have to relocate or euthanize those animals. Most of the time I just euthanize, but this guy had lived such a lifespan that I took him out to a forest reserve and let him go. And you're not supposed to do that, but I did anyway. If you relocate animals, they have to be at least 5 miles away from the capture site and should be on private property or in a wildlife reserve area. But every state has its own restrictions and requirements, and I was in Illinois, so I had to follow their restrictions and licensing requirements and everything. But now I live in Iowa, and Iowa doesn't have the same setup situation as Illinois has. Illinois had an ABC license. Uh, A is when a homeowner would go in and remove an animal, get a permit to do that. B was for the police departments and their animal people to go and do that work. And C was a commercial license, which is what I was. I had a business of capturing and removing wildlife. And then if they did any damage to property, I had people that I could give them recommendations to do their fixing, their roof or their wiring or whatever. Squirrels had chewed up or coons had destroyed. And in Iowa, if you're going to do this as a business, let's say a homeowner calls me and says, I want squirrels removed from my house, my attic. Okay, very good. I have to go to the DNR, get a permit for that specific property, and property owner has to sign off on it, giving me permission. Then the DNR will give me permission to do that. And then you have relocating requirements after that, or euthanizing requirements. And in Iowa, most people take care of the problem themselves with a 22 rifle. This is a farm country until you get around the big cities like Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, maybe Dubuque, maybe Davenport. But other than that, this is farm country, little cities, little towns, 4,000, 7,000 people down to 25 people in a town. Everybody has guns. Everybody takes care of the problem on their own. No big deal. It's not very profitable to do that kind of business here unless you live around a major urban area. And what's profitable around here is rats and gophers, especially around hog confinements, chicken confinements, turkey confinements, cattle confinement facilities, doing pest control around them. Then it's profitable. But I'm of the age where I'm not doing that anymore. I don't walk very good anymore because of 1, 2, ankle fusions, ankle surgery on the other foot. I still have retained hardware in that one. I still have retained hardware in this one. I have a right knee where the quad muscles have been sewed onto my knee twice, and my left knee needs to be replaced. I have a broken back that's never been taken care of, and I have a shoulder that is way out of the socket, grown out. But I don't move around as much or as good as I used to. Let's put it that way. Yeah, there are less pressure zones behind the rock because it'll fall out behind the rock. It's the same. You'll find gold in the same place that you find fish when you're fishing. The edge of that fast water. The edge of that fast water. See the current coming down, you see the edge of that fast water, and then you see the slack water. Right there at the edge. That's where you want to fish. That's where the gold is going to drop out. Behind big boulders, that's where the gold is going to drop out. In the cobbles, at the head of a sandbar, because the light stuff, all the sand will drop out later at the end of the sandbar. So they call it sandbars. You want to be looking at the cobbles at the head. Any place where there's a low pressure zone, you know. You find the black sands, you'll find gold. That's why an extendable magnet and just going around with that magnet and pulling it up and see what you can find. They say you had a tree across a creek. You know, that creek flooded, it washed a tree down and it just got caught and stayed right there. It stayed there for years and years and years. After the creek has flooded again and again over the years, it's a low pressure zone behind that tree. It's a low pressure zone behind that tree or that pile of debris that's there. So, yeah, gold is heavy. It's heavy. It's one of the heaviest materials there is. It wants to fall out first. And right where that creek comes into the river, because the river makes a turn right there, and the creek comes right in at that bend, right out in the middle of the river, right at the edge of that fast water, and where that creek comes in, those two come together. I think that would be really good right there. And then maybe off to the side toward the bank where that creek comes into the river, because there is a small low pressure zone there too. So, and you can tell how big this river used to be by looking at the topography on both sides. That river used to be another, 40 yards wider and a lot deeper. I can tell just by the ground, how the ground is, because they're on the north and the east side of the river. There's a low spot. We call it the bottom. All right, it goes from the top of the little hills there down to the bottom, and then on the south and west side, there's another hills, and that's all the farm ground up there. But the trees are all growing down that hillside, and there's a flat bottom there. It's a river bottom. That's how big the river, that's how wide the river used to be. So if you can read that and you know where that river used to be and how that water used to flow, there's you don't necessarily have to be in the water to find gold. There's gold in those places too. You just have to be able to read where the river was, how it used to flow. And I think you'll find gold. I think you will. Well, I don't know. Lady Bluegrass, where most of my injuries come from is military. So it is what it is. We made that decision to join. We made that decision to stay. And the types of units that we were in have different requirements on our bodies. And that's what it is, man. Wherever there's black sand, there could be gold. Black sand is the next heaviest stuff and falls out about the same time gold does. It's like in your pan. When you're panning, you see all the white, lighter sand come off first. And when you get down to the black sand, that's about the time you want to pull it back and start looking for gold. And because it's flour gold, and because there are magnetics in there, I would take my magnet and go underneath my pan instead of going into the black dirt, because a little flaky gold can hold on to that. So you take it and neodymium magnet underneath your pan, and then you'll see the gold or the black sand stand up, and you can move that in your pan down, take that away, and see if you got any gold left up there. But you want to pan out that black gold too after a while, because there may be some gold that got caught in there when you moved it. Those magnetics. So you keep those magnetics separate in a different bowl and pan them out later. See if any of the gold did get caught in there. Yes, but you don't want to actually dig in sand, because sand falls out later, that light sand. So that's what they call a sandbar. You'll see usually at the downstream side of a sandbar, that's where all of the brown or light sand gathers, right? But if you go up to the head of that sandbar, where you'll see cobbles, rocks, that's where the gold will be, because the gold will fall off first. Gold is heavy. It's one of the heaviest things there is. So it's always looking for a place to fall out first. And any place you find those cobbles, you'll probably find black sand also, because that is also heavy and likes to fall out quickly. So you can dig in those cobbles, those bigger rocks, and classify them down, because, like, I don't know anywhere else in the States, but right here, all we're going to get is glacier gold, just flakes, little tiny stuff. You're not going to find any nuggets here. Damn sure not going to find any nuggets, and you probably will not find any pickers here at all. So you can classify down to a 1/4 inch and throw those rocks, because I mean you're just not going to find anything in them, unless there's some quartz in there, quartz rocks that have gold in them. And I found some quartz that have some nice lines in them that are separated, that are red, that have iron in them. So could be gold. I'm having a manual rock crusher made for me right now. Actually, my brother's going to come over and weld it. I'm having it cut at this metal shop, I know, fabrication shop. So they're cutting me the plunger. It's going to be that thick of iron and a 6-inch iron steel tube. And I got the big steel plate to put under it. And I have an axle shaft that's going to get welded to that plunger. And we're going to cut it and we're going to break rock. And then we'll pan that out and see if there's anything in that quartz. Anyway, that's that's fun. It's fun. It's a fun little hobby. I was making knives there for a while, and I still make knives. I have a couple in the works. No, I have a hatchet in the works right now for my nephew's boy. I got to get that done this summer. I'm working on it. Next step will be drilling holes for the handle, choosing the handle material. I'm sharpening the shit out of it now, putting an edge on it. And then I'll drill the holes for the handle. And then I'll take it out and we'll heat her up and quench her so she's hard. It's not like I get tired or bored with one hobby and then go to another, but it's something to add to your repertoire. To be, I just want to be good at panning gold. I want to know what I'm looking for. I want to know what I'm looking at when I see it, or when I see a spot that, that looks good. I might want to try that. When I'm fishing or when I'm doing something else, and I see a spot, well, man, might hold gold. So, it's just, I guess maybe it's just adding to your knowledge bank. You're always adding to your knowledge bank. Always adding to your knowledge bank. And then adding to your skills, to be good at panning, that's a skill. I mean, especially with that real little bitty flower gold. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I guess you never stop learning. Never, ever stop learning. I think once you stop learning things and trying new things, that's when you fucking die. Just my opinion. All right, guys, I got to go do shit before, Durbin comes on. He comes on at 2. I got to go out and check the mail, change clothes, because after Durbin, I'm going to try and run to the post office today yet. Maybe not. I am going to have to go get some more kitten formula, though. So, okay, guys. Yeah, exactly, Lady Bluegrass. Whatever mood I'm in, I can turn on the gas and start the forage in a minute and have metal heating up within 2 minutes. I can have something heating up. I'll be heating up the oil to quench. So yeah, I mean it's not a big deal. And if I nice day out and I feel like I want to go dig some dirt and pan for some gold, then I'll go do that. All right, we'll see you guys later, man. Everybody take care. I appreciate y'all coming and leaving a like, just talking. That's all I want to do. Open packages, show you what I got, and talk. All right. See you later.